everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed. I am Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
Together again for the first time. And we are here at the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, USA. And I think this might be our 30th episode. We're just talking about it. Yeah. So huzzah for No Title Needed. And for our 30th episode, we have Tina Mangos. Tina, hello.
Da-da-da-da.
Huzzah, you're here. Tina is an artist. You are an art teacher. You are also a dancer.
Correct.
So you run the gamut of all kinds of visual and performing arts, which is fantastic. Kind of a Renaissance woman. And and you were showing us some of, like right here, a bit of your artwork. And we're going to show some of this artwork that you teach these kids, which is so important. It's just so important for kids to do any kind of art, whether it's visual or performing art. It really teaches them so many things in life. And so...
Couldn't agree more.
Right. How did you get started in this? What made you say, hey, I'm going to be an artist, or I'm going to be a dancer, or, you know, sometimes it finds you or you find it.
Yeah, I know, and people ask me that, and again, and people also ask me, like, what's your passion? What's moving you to do something? And I feel like I have to justify my place on this planet. Mm-hmm. And I feel that my purpose is to create, to help others, and to teach. And I've always been interested in teaching. That was my favorite thing to do when I was a kid. I used to play school. So I just know that I want to do that for as long as I can function. I retired from teaching high school art in Chicago, and at the same time, I ran a dance business. I had crazy hours, did a lot of fun stuff, but now I am still teaching, but on a way limited basis. So I teach dance to couples. I teach them how to do social dance. I've taught thousands of people how to dance. And then I also run art classes for kids. And it's really interesting because I spent most of my life teaching adults and high school. So now I've got these darling, 8 to 12-year-olds, and it's really fun. I'm really having fun with them. And the thing with my method of teaching, I call it cross-training your brain. I became interested in brain-based learning way back in the 80s. And that is where you're using all different parts of your brain to connect in your what I call cross-training, meaning that you're using the left side of your brain for the technical, the creative, the logic, the problem-solving, and then the right side of your brain for the conceptual that deals with rhythm, that deals with creativity. And so by cross-connecting them, you're actually building neural networks. And so they call that neuroplasticity, which is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
And so now there's, again, a renewed interest in neuroplasticity, and in various disciplines are using it in the arts and in science and medicine and whatever. So what I teach with these darling children of mine, I put them through a long process, which is a very skill-building, step-by-step process so that they could develop their ideas. And it takes them maybe, 5 or 6 weeks to do one project. Mm-hmm. And so this way, their little brains are just firing like crazy, and they're just building better brains, and they don't realize it. They're having fun at the same time.
Do you have them once a week?
I have classes. I start my spring session Thursday and Friday, but I'll do a 7-week session.
Okay.
I do fall, winter, and spring.
Okay.
And they're with me for an hour and a half. Oh, so they have enough time to develop.
That's a nice little challenge.
So and my studio is right near Main and Keystone, and they will spend almost the whole time on one major project, and in addition, we'll do other drawings in that. But this way, they can develop their idea.
Yeah, you seem to be really passionate about teaching.
Yeah.
Are there any other main passions in your life?
Well, I love to cook. I love to just help people to live more creative lives. I also designed a grammar and writing course, which I teach to kids. So I just
you're still doing that.
Yes. Now, I have to say, though, there is one little part of my brain that it's either dead or missing. And that's the part there is this, and that's the part that deals with technology.
Yeah.
Can't do it. I mean, I'm okay. I function. I get by, but I pay people.
Yeah.
Kind of right there with you.
Yeah. I think we're all.
Okay, so listen, I have to show you this process.
Let's see the kids.
I have
Let's
to
see
show
the kids
So,
stop.
Scott, hold up those 2 masks, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we just
This
finished.
is my favorite.
All right, so we just finished this project, and this took them, several weeks. They had to. Now these kids are 8 to 10, so they had to create the god of something, or the king or the queen of something.
Oh, okay.
So in this whole process, first we talked about their ideas. They had paper. They had to draw the idea of what they would have come up with.
Yeah.
This little girl did the queen of the garden.
This love this.
This little boy did the god of outer space. And then they had to learn some words and write them down. They had to learn the word bas relief, learn the word composition.
Oh, yeah.
Learn a self. They wrote words, and then they went on to doing. Maybe you can set it up.
Well, can we hear the ages of these two?
Yeah, 8 to 10.
All right.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is that
10, I think. Yeah.
yeah, this process builds on previous skills, and so they will. It's like a scientific process. It's like what an architect or an engineer would go through.
Right.
So they get to step 2 and they start painting this. And I'm like, no, it's not enough to just make a mask. You have to combine it with the backboard. This is foam core.
Right.
And so they got a piece of paper and they drew, and this little guy made his little planets.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, then we do critiques. And then they assess. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Well, artistically, maybe I need to do this here. Maybe I need to do this
So you're introducing mid-level or mid-process critiques. That's
By the time they
fantastic.
get to the 3rd or 4th level, then they're on the final composition.
Uh-huh.
And I tell them, it's not about do you like it or do you not like it, but does it work as a good piece of art? And this little girl, if you hold up, show the fence, like she wanted that little gate there, the fence. So she wanted to show the fence. And so we got a little piece of cardboard and she had to, put that behind so that the fence would stick out.
Yes,
and then you
3D.
could put the flowers. So
The
what
3D.
they're doing
Nice.
is at the same time that their little brains are creating,
Yeah.
the left side of the brain is doing technical problems.
Right.
Even something as simple as taking a ruler and then measuring 3 inches down to put the hole, to put the wire,
Right.
to hang this.
All important skills to
You
know
know,
as,
Now, this little boy
Oh,
here,
yeah. This next one is hilarious.
this one is darling. How about this? Okay,
Yeah.
this guy,
This-
he has been with me. He's 9, and I've had him since he was 7, and so a long time.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm like, this. So
I just love the beard.
I did too. The
The
snake.
king of the swamp.
Yeah. That's great.
And the cool thing about it is that he had to paint all this. He had to decide, do I put the mask here? Do I put it there? He he got the moss, and he did all this painting. And then I gave him a bag of these rubber
yeah.
creatures. Well, the cool thing is that he had to figure out, see how he's got the tail.
Well, I
was wondering if you cut it or
out of
not.
the water. That's him too.
Well, so
Coming out of the-
technically, how do you make this guy coming out? How do you take this rubber object to come out of the foam core?
Right.
So we took a little X-Acto knife and he cut a hole into the foam core, and then we stuck the little lizard in there. And then he took, but he wanted it to look like there was water over it. So he took pieces of paper. Now, mind you, this is a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah, it's very creative.
So
It's
he
incredibly
put
creative.
pieces of paper over it. We glued it down, and then he painted it to match the river.
Love it.
Kids like doing stuff like this.
So-
They just don't get the chance to. Every kid likes creating, no matter what they're doing. I swear.
Oh, absolutely.
Every kid likes creating.
Yeah.
Well, that's some creative thinking.
No.
Yeah.
It totally is. That's what you're teaching. You're teaching them to think about the process as well.
And then he didn't paint the eyeballs before, so then they're so cute because they get them together and they critique. And like one guy says, well, I don't know. I think maybe you should paint the eyes. And then someone else says, yeah, I don't know. And so they're talking to each other about all these ideas. Now,
Just right. Like
And
they're,
have
they're
these
artists.
Fantastic.
Like they're grown artists.
they're
for
standing
sure.
there, twirling their mustache.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I think.
I think you should have the eyes in there. Well, to the contrary.
Now, on a more,
But wait, we got to take a quick break, Tina. This is by far like this with the whole beard. The king of the swamp. We'll be back with the king of the
We
swamp.
got to come back.
But we have to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Tina Mangos. Thanks. Hey everyone, we are back. No title needed. Cindy Collins.
Scott Osborne.
With Tina Mangos. She is artist extraordinaire. She is a teacher. She is a dancer. And she's really teaching these kids how to create and how to think while creating and how to think what they're creating.
Creating artists.
Yes. And this next little piece, because we saw the 9-10-year-olds.
We went through
But this is an older.
This is something that one of my high school students did.
Okay.
And again, it's using that cross-training the brain process. Right. It's a long I was so fortunate that she let me keep it. So I framed it and it's hanging in my house. And this one, again, is very multi-level.
Very Greek.
We studied about ancient, well, of course. And I have to tell you, side note, I'm from Greece and came over on the boat.
Wow.
On the boat. So we studied about ancient Greece that had to do drawings of different ancient Greek images.
Yeah.
Then they drew on, this is canvas. See, and this is the back of the canvas. It's
That's cool.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
so they did the design on canvas. Then I had to get tracing paper and trace the shapes. And she cut, this is felt.
To cut all this.
So she cut out of felt, and then they sewed all this onto the canvas, and she sewed all
On
this.
stitches.
And then after she did all that, then we wrapped it around a board. But it's a very
Here, let me get it in this
intricate.
camera. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's a beautiful work of art.
Yeah.
Sure is.
But
See
it
if we
took
can-
them many weeks to do that. And this is where I'm always stressing the process.
I love even the backing, the stitching, and
Yes.
the approach on that. Giving you a little bit of flexibility is
Yeah,
fantastic.
look at that. Oh, I got the high sign from Philip that we got.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And so what I'd like to do is I like to put together kind of unusual, you wouldn't think about sewing and painting on canvas, but I'd like to combine different materials
elements.
together and to have them think. And so then I apply that same line of thinking in my own work. So I brought just 2 examples of some of my ceramics. So I do decorative and functional ceramics. So this piece is hand-built with a wheel-thrown base.
Yeah.
And I like to, after I finish it and after I glaze it, then I add these mosaic pearls on it. And it kind of just has sort of like that sense of rhythm.
Well, it's very clean too.
And it's clean. I like the way.
really clean. And so you also are a ceramic.
I do.
Potter.
Yes.
Or a potter.
I do, yeah. I have ceramics at home. I have my potter's wheel, and I do throw. But I enjoy doing the combination with the hand building as well.
Which would make her a ceramicist.
ceramic. It's not like the other food we have.
I call myself a ceramic artist, so I do decorative and functional work.
And this too.
And then this again.
Yeah, all of this.
So lately I've been in my black and white mode. I realized that I dressed well.
Well, you nailed it.
So this is a serving platter.
Right.
And
That's
so,
beautiful.
and again, all of this, I mean, if you wanted to, you could put it in the oven or in the microwave, but these are fired at 2,200 degrees, so they could certainly withstand.
Right.
So that after I form it, then I take underglazes and I add these attachments and then, paint them. So I've been doing a whole series of black and white dinnerware sets with rectangular plates and square plates, and I throw bowls with black and white elements. But I like connecting just from here, just taking odd connections and putting them together like I do with people. Like how you and I, became friends. And I just kind of
Go ahead. Yeah, I get that.
both ends against the middle. And I like to come up with ideas. Like, for example,
I was just about to ask about this.
Now we're going to talk about the VHS.
Okay. So, for example,
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this.
Philip, the videographer, will enjoy this. So in the 80s, when everyone is getting physical,
Right.
I got this idea that people needed to stretch at their desk. And so this is me when I had a lot of hair.
Right.
And I'm in an office, my little suit. So I did an exercise video for these 3 to 4 minute stretches at your desk. And so we've got the little images in the back.
Like the
I wanna see it.
legend of the office
Can I
building.
borrow this copy?
So we actually, I have this on digital. I mean, I think I have to put it on my website. So you can, so what we did is I'll put it right here so you can. Here we go. Like right here.
Okay, wait, but let me get it in this camera.
It is.
This is classic. I mean, this is really classic.
So we-
VHS. Please be kind and rewind. I mean, oh my God.
So
I mean, come on.
So we actually went to real offices.
Yeah.
And so for each of these 3-minute energizers that I call, we had real people on the job showing the little stretches that you do at your desk. And then the last segment is me at one of the hotels in Chicago. I was in the room on the floor showing people like, and when you travel, you can get on the floor and you can do this and you can do that. And I did my little 3-minute stretch on the floor.
Well, you know, nowadays that I keep hearing it's like get up and walk around for like 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the hour.
Well, they have those desks also where you could stand.
It's so relevant.
The office desks that you can stand at. They've had them for a while.
Well, yeah,
You don't sit.
yeah.
The office desks where you can stand.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, those have been popular for a while.
But you know, this concept.
But it's important.
I really like just coming up with ideas and making connections. Like when I did my master's, my MFA show, all I needed to do was write my thesis, put my artwork up in the galleries up for a month. You know, you get your degree and you're off. But no, I had to have a whole dance performance that was with my. So it was all about ancient Greek funerary rituals.
Oh, that's cool.
And I did this whole ancient Greek thing with the women, chanting, and the drummers and the dancers, and recreating the life of this deceased warrior, and then all my Greek ceramic shrines and all this stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Well, when did you come to the United States? How old were you?
I was young. Yeah, I was only 5.
Okay.
So, and like
Came
I
here with
said, came with my family. Yeah, I didn't speak English when we started.
Yeah.
But I enjoy creating, but I like sharing with people. Like, I'm not one to just sit in a studio all day and just work and then go sell it somewhere.
Yeah, it's very solitary.
Like, I really have to share and
get that.
collaborate.
We get that.
Well, and with your kids, you really are engaged now,
Yeah.
teaching the children.
Yeah.
You know, not just sitting and doing your artwork, which is, like I said, can be so alone.
And
You know,
tedious.
you and your art.
Yeah.
You and your art. Excuse me. But with the kids, it's so important to have art in a kid's life.
Yeah. Well, and that's why last year I put on an art show, an art fair over at the VFW. I got 20 artists together. We raised money for suicide prevention programs to the VFW. And the year before that, I did an art fair at the Westfield Library. And so I got this idea, having talked to Scott. So one day I got Gregory Hancock and Scott and we got together and I said, hey, I got this great idea. Why don't we do, I started with the notion of the 3+3, like having 3 artists. And Gregory does the 3 artists at Melange.
The Melange.
And he's also a visual artist. Scott's an artist, I'm an artist, and then the 3 of us. So we're going to do art in the neighborhood in July. And Scott's studio is right around the corner from Gregory, right on Great Old Drive. So we'll do art in the neighborhood from 12 to the end of the Melange. So you can come from 12 to 3 to Brown Hound. And Scott will be selling. You'll have your work.
Yeah.
You'll do Metal Mania.
Metal Mania.
That's good.
Yeah.
Gregory is going to bring and sell his beautiful furniture that he paints. I mean, the man is just...
He's such a talent.
He's like a Renaissance.
He's off the charts. He's off the charts.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then I'll be selling my ceramics.
Okay.
And then at 3:00, we have the Melange with 3 artists. And so people can go there. And we're getting the tractor.
That's my favorite part about this whole thing.
So tell us about the tractor.
We have this 1950s Ford tractor that we're going to attach to my trailer and cart people back and forth from the event to the Melange. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's great.
So
I mean,
that'll be
when
fun.
is it? July what?
It's Sunday, July 13th.
Okay.
So I need to run some things by Gregory before we do the final graphic. Then we'll just we'll put it out there and advertise it, but it'll be a fun day.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Talk to a truck too.
day.
And, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So it's like a little. It is an event.
It is an event.
Yeah.
A little arts festival.
Right.
It is.
You know. Oh, that's awesome.
3+3.
Yes.
I'm excited about it.
We have to wrap it up. You're so interesting. Tina Mangos, thank you. I'm coughing. I have tuberculosis. It's all
I
right.
know.
Just a little TB. So thank you for being here with us. What you're doing for the community, of course, and for the youth of the community is very, very important.
So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yes, and you guys are going to do all this, and that sounds awesome. If I can make it, I will.
I hope so.
And I'll be riding on the tractor. Oh, yeah. And who's driving the
My
tractor?
dad.
Oh, well.
Oh, your dad is
Safe driver. Yep, we got a safe driver.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
Retired school bus driver.
Is he really?
He really is for Carmel.
Yeah, for the
This is
next,
so hard.
school system, yeah. Papa Bus.
Top of it, and that's where it comes from.
Papa Bus.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Tina. Thank you. Cynthia Collins,
Scott Osborne.
right here at the Hotel Carmichael, the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret. Come on over. See a cabaret. Do yourself a favor. They have so many different performing artists here at this cabaret. You will not be disappointed. There's something going on every single night here.
It is so gorgeous.
And it's a beautiful venue. So please, if you have not been here, please come over and see some great artists. And we'll see you next time on No Title Needed.
We'll be back.
We'll be front.
Okay.